Have you ever noticed how life can shift from calm to chaos in an instant? One moment everything is under control, and the next, a sudden problem, an unexpected loss, or an unfair situation throws you off balance. In these moments, most people react emotionally: panic, frustration, anger. But what if you could remain steady no matter what happens? What if, instead of being controlled by circumstances, you controlled your response? Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, gave us the key. You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the foundation of Stoicism. Tranquility doesn't come from controlling the world. It comes from controlling yourself. Calmness is not just a personality trait. It's a skill that can be developed. And once you master it, nothing can shake you. Let's dive into how you can train your mind to stay calm in any situation. Control your mind. When someone insults you, cuts you off in traffic, or challenges your authority, what is your first instinct? Most people react automatically: anger, defensiveness, or frustration. But what if you could stop, analyze, and choose the best response? The Stoics believed that external events don't disturb us. Our interpretation of them does. Epictetus put it simply: we are not disturbed by things themselves, but by our view of those things. Imagine this: you're in an important meeting, and a colleague publicly criticizes your work. Your first impulse might be to lash out, defend yourself, or feel embarrassed. But a Stoic mind pauses. It evaluates. Is this criticism valid? If so, learn from it. If not, let it pass without emotional turmoil. Every time you resist an emotional reaction, you strengthen your mind. By transforming automatic reactions into conscious responses, you cultivate a rare and powerful trait: calmness under pressure. Anger doesn't solve problems. Everyone has felt the rush of anger in frustrating situations: a rude comment, an unfair decision, a betrayal. In the heat of the moment, anger feels justified, necessary even. But has acting out of anger ever truly improved a situation? Stoicism teaches that anger doesn't make you stronger, it makes you weaker. It clouds judgment, damages relationships, and leads to regret. Epictetus warned us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Picture a leader in a crisis. One reacts with rage, yelling, blaming others, making impulsive choices. Another remains composed, assesses the situation, and makes strategic decisions. Who do you trust? Who has real power? Instead of letting anger control you, pause, observe it. Let the emotion rise and fall without acting on it. Each time you do this, you reinforce self-mastery. True strength lies not in aggression, but in control. Calmness is a sign of strength. Many people mistake aggression for power. They believe that raising their voice, demanding respect, or intimidating others is a sign of strength. But true power is the ability to remain calm when others lose control. A great leader does not react impulsively. He calculates, observes, and speaks with precision. In a heated discussion, the person who remains composed holds the advantage. While others are consumed by emotion, the calm individual sees the bigger picture and makes rational choices. Consider Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor facing constant war, betrayal, and political pressure. Despite the chaos, he ruled with wisdom, not fury. He understood that staying calm was not weakness, it was the ultimate form of strength. By practicing calmness, you build resilience. You become the person others look to in times of crisis. Your presence alone influences those around you, turning chaos into order. When you master yourself, you become unshakable. Life is unfair, but that doesn't matter. At some point, everyone faces injustice. You work hard but get overlooked. Someone less deserving gets the reward. A betrayal leaves you questioning everything. The natural reaction is frustration, resentment, even bitterness. But does dwelling on unfairness change anything? Stoicism teaches that fairness is not guaranteed, nor is it something we can control. What we can control is our response. Marcus Aurelius understood this. You have power over your mind, not external events. Instead of asking, why is life unfair? Ask, what can I learn from this? Every challenge, every setback, every injustice is an opportunity to grow. The world does not owe you fairness, but once you accept this, you become free. You stop waiting for justice and start focusing on what truly matters, your actions, your discipline, your mindset. That is where real power lies. Losing control is a choice. Most people believe emotions are automatic, that anger, frustration, or sadness simply happen, and there's nothing they can do about it. But Stoicism reveals the truth. Between every stimulus and response, there is a choice. Someone insults you. Your first instinct is to react, maybe to defend yourself, maybe to retaliate. But that reaction is not inevitable. It is a decision. Epictetus taught that external events don't control us. Our interpretations do. The moment you realize this, you reclaim power over your emotion. Picture a high-stakes negotiation. One person loses their temper, raises their voice, and derails the discussion. Another remains calm, measured, and strategic. Who walks away with the better deal? The same principle applies to everyday life. If someone rudely interrupts you in a meeting, the weak response is to snap back. The strong response is to pause, acknowledge the disruption, and calmly redirect the conversation. Control over your emotions is control over your destiny. The choice is always yours. Don't get stuck in the past or the future. Many people waste their lives trapped in two places that don't exist: the past and the future. They replay old mistakes, wishing they could change them, or they obsess over the future, fearing what might go wrong. But neither the past nor the future is real. The only thing that truly exists is the present moment. Marcus Aurelius, a man who carried the weight of an empire, understood this deeply. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Dwelling on the past does not undo it. Worrying about the future does not prepare you for it. What does? Focusing entirely on what you can do now. Train your mind to stay present. When working, work fully. When resting, rest completely. When making decisions, base them on reality, not on imagined fears or past regrets. The Stoics practiced daily reflection, not to dwell, but to extract lessons. They planned for the future, not with anxiety, but with calm preparation. The mind anchored in the present is unshakable. Calmness lies within you. Most people believe that peace comes from external circumstances, a stable job, financial security, respect from others. But what happens when those things are taken away? If your peace depends on them, then you never truly had it. The Stoics understood that real tranquility is internal. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire in constant turmoil, yet he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." A Stoic professional does not panic over a failed project. Instead, he analyzes the situation rationally, learns from it, and moves forward. He does not tie his self-worth to success or failure because he understands that external outcomes are beyond his control. How do you cultivate this inner calm? Through practice. Meditation strengthens emotional awareness. Reflection helps you separate what you can control from what you cannot. Detachment from external validation frees you from the chaos of others' opinions. The moment you stop seeking peace outside yourself, you begin to master it within. Don't let circumstances define you. Many people believe their hardships shape their destiny. That being born in the wrong place, facing betrayal, or encountering obstacles limits what they can achieve. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. Your circumstances do not define you, your response to them does. Epictetus, who was born a slave, understood this better than anyone. It's not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. You cannot choose where you were born. You cannot prevent every challenge that comes your way, but you can decide how you interpret and react to them. History is filled with individuals who turned adversity into strength. Nelson Mandela endured 27 years in prison, but emerged as a leader of reconciliation. Marcus Aurelius faced endless wars and political betrayals, but remained composed and just. Instead of asking, Why is this happening to me? Ask, how can I grow from this? Reflect daily on your responses. They shape your character more than your circumstances ever will. Those who refuse to be defined by hardship rise above it. Life will always be unpredictable. Challenges will come. Injustices will happen. People will test your patience. But none of these things have the power to control you unless you allow them to. The Stoics understood that real strength lies not in controlling the world, but in controlling oneself. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet his greatest battle was within his own mind. Epictetus was born a slave, yet he mastered his thoughts and found freedom. Every time you pause instead of reacting, you grow stronger. Every time you choose calmness over anger, you gain control. Every time you accept what you cannot change and focus on what you can, you become unshakable. Now ask yourself, are you in control of your mind, or is your mind controlling you? Start practicing today. The path to mastery begins in the smallest moments. Train your mind, and nothing will ever shake you again.